Hey, welcome to my top 10 most anticipated games for Gen Con 2014. Hey, I'm Chris. Bored with Life gets to go to Gen Con this year. We're super excited, so I thought I would put together a list of my top 10 most anticipated games. A few caveats about this list. First off, I didn't include expansions that are going to be released at Gen Con. There are already like 250 games getting released, so I figured I would have plenty of games without including expansions. Number two, these are only games for sale at Gen Con. They don't include games that are just being demoed at Gen Con. That was another way I got to knock out some other ones. Also, these are games that are being released at Gen Con, so games like Cat on a Hot Tin Roof that I'm interested in, that's already available in stores, so I didn't include that. Some of these might be like released like the week or two before, so maybe they're in stores right now, but I tried to exclude those. Also, some of these games I've gotten a chance to play already, so that definitely affected where they are in my thing. One of them, in fact, I already have on my shelf. Actually, it's on Donald's shelf, but it's a game I can play all the time, and some of them I've already backed on Kickstarter. So I'm sure that plays into where they fall on my excitement scale, because while maybe I'd be more excited for the games if I hadn't already played them or didn't already own them, that kind of knocked it down because there's not all that like anticipation with those games. So that being said, here's my list of top 10.
Number 10.
My number 10 most anticipated game for Gen Con is Sheriff of Nottingham from Arcane Wonders. It's a game for 3 to 5 players, and it's like a bluffing hand management game. It sounds like quite a bit of fun. Basically, you're trying to get your goods into Nottingham, and you can either have safe goods that you get through, and if the sheriff picks you, you don't get in trouble, or you can try to sneak some illicit goods through. So our group likes this kind of game quite a bit, like Coup or Masquerade or anything like that with a little bit of bluffing. So I'm quite excited about that one.
Number 9.
Number 9, Hyperborea. It's for 2 to 6 players. It's an area control deck building game, but you're not deck building with cards. So you're doing it with cubes in a bag, so it's closer to like Marvel Dice Masters, where you're building a deck, but not with cards, as I just stated. Basically, you're getting like cubes of different colors, which will allow you different actions, but then there's also cubes that will muck up your bag and add waste to it and that kind of thing. So that sounds pretty interesting. It's got a nice theme. Excited about this one.
Number 8.
Number 8, Tragedy Looper from Z-Man Games. This is for 2 to 4 players, and it's a Japanese game that I talked about on the news a little while ago. It's a cooperative deduction game where you're looping through time. So you're trying to like stop a crime or a tragedy from happening, but you need to kind of like get a little bit of information every time you go through, and then you loop back and you'll get a little bit more information, and then you loop back again. So I really like the theme. It's kind of a nice twist on time travel games that we're kind of getting more of lately, and I really like that theme. I like the anime-inspired artwork. All around, it looks like a solid game.
Number 7.
Number 7, Epic Resort. This was designed by Ben Harkins, who did Legacy Gears of Time, which was a great little gem, a time travel game, in fact, that's a little bit underrated in my little opinion, but it's for 2 to 4 players, and it's a deck builder primarily that has some worker placement elements, so I really like that, because those are 2 of my favorite mechanics. And it's got a great theme where basically you own a resort and you're trying to attract these epic heroes to it, which is a kind of fun little twist where you're like the shopkeeper instead of the heroes coming to the shop. Got fantastic art. Very excited to be getting this one.
Number 6.
Number 6, Abyss. It's for 2 to 4 players. It's a hand management set collection game by Bruno Cathala and Charles Chevalier. And I'm going to be honest with you, my big draw to this is the insane, awesome cover art. The image that you're seeing is the cover of the game. It's not like a card, it's not the cover without text. That is what the cover is. And there's going to be 5 different covers. All of them are these just like really crazy, huge faces that are really, really cool. But Bruno Cathala is a fantastic designer, so I bet there's actually a good game in that awesome box, but boy, is that an awesome box.
Oh no. Number 5.
Number 5, Argent the Consortium. This is a 2 to 5 player worker placement game. I actually got a chance to play it with some of the guys from Bored with Life at Board Game Geek Con last year, and we really, really enjoyed it. It is quite a brain burner. It has a nice theme where you're kind of at a fantasy school, kind of Harry Potter-esque, a school of magic and wizardry and that sort of thing. The artwork's really great. It's all the level 99 game stuff, the kind of anime video game inspired artwork. And it is not it is a heavy game. It is quite a brain burner, and we were very impressed with it. You also have like modular systems, so there's going to be a whole lot of difference each game. I backed this on Kickstarter a while back, so I'm hoping to get my copy again right around the time of Gen Con.
Oh, number 4.
Number 4, Dead of Winter, from one of our absolute favorite publishers, Plaid Hat Games. This is a 2 to 5 player co-op game where you're trying to survive the zombie apocalypse. It's also the first in what's going to be a series of games coming out from Plaid Hat that are crossroad games, which have this deck of crossroad cards, and they're like narrative elements to the game. And they trigger when certain things are in place. You can actually go and watch our Let's Play of it that we did a little while back to see how the game actually plays. It is a fantastic game. We absolutely love it. We play it all the time, and so absolutely a super solid number 4.
Oh, number 3.
Number 3, 5 Tribes. This is the second Bruno Cathala game on my list, and it's going to be published by Days of Wonder. Days of Wonder always has incredible components and really, really great production value go into their games, so I'm excited about that. And I'm excited that they're doing something maybe a little bit meatier than a lot of their normal fare. It's for 2 to 4 players, and it's a sort of worker placement area control game where your workers are already out on the board, so you're just kind of like moving them around. The components seem great. Big fan of Bruno Cathala, so I bet this is going to be a fantastic game.
Number 2. Oh.
Number 2 is Panamax, coming out from Stronghold Games. The major driving factor in this is it's from the designers of Madeira, a fantastic game that recently came out. It's for 2 to 4 players, and it's a dice-driven Euro game, which is maybe my favorite kind of small subsect of games I'm thinking about now. Stefan Feld does this a whole lot, and he's probably my favorite designer. Games like Kingsburg or Alien Frontiers that use dice in an interesting way and kind of incorporate them into the worker placement mechanic. So this game seems like it's going to do a lot of that. I'm very excited about this game. I've got very high hopes. So fingers crossed that I'm not disappointed.
Number 1.
And now my number 1 most anticipated game for Gen Con 2014 is Samurai Spirit. This is designed by Antoine Bauza. He's one of my favorite designers, and it's coming out from Funforge. They have awesome games. I absolutely love their art style that they put into all of their releases. This is a cooperative game for 1 to 7 players that's kind of a 7 Samurai themed game where you're samurai warriors that are protecting a village from intruders or whatnot, but you can also become beasts, which is awesome. I really like the artwork. I really like the setting. I love that Antoine Bauza keeps all his games in this kind of interesting Japanese setting. And it seems like this is going to be a little bit of a return for him. He's been making some lighter games like Takenoko and Tokaido and Hanabi lately. I love all of those games, but I also love Ghost Stories, which is a much meatier kind of brain burner of a game. So this seems like it might be a little bit more towards the Ghost Story side of the spectrum. So I'm very excited about that. All in all, I can't wait to get my hands on this game. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know in the comments, what games are you excited about? What games did I not mention that you're very excited about? Do you agree with any of these? That kind of stuff. I always like to hear from you, and I'll chat with you back. Also hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff as always. You should subscribe to our channel. We have great content coming up constantly. I'm sure I'm going to do some sort of Gen Con recap after the event, and I want to make sure you guys see all of that. So thanks again for watching, and hopefully I'll see you at Gen Con.
Goodbye.